How do you know it's false? I mean, it's a fair question.
Well,
Connect him.
let's say
Because he's gonna go capture
if I
that
said
way.
to you, if I said something
If I
like,
put it on you, he will capture him.
Go on. Yeah.
can you fly to Bombay?
Yeah. Can I fly to Bombay?
Yeah. What would you say?
I say it doesn't exist. It's Mumbai. But
Right,
yeah,
it doesn't exist, right?
You know what he meant.
No, it doesn't.
But he needs to have some.
doesn't.
Don't worry,
Can
don't
you
worry.
give some to him?
Yeah,
You can't.
this one will capture him.
It doesn't exist, does
Pointing
it?
at him.
That's why I said.
Right, so what
Can
I'm
I
saying
move?
is,
It's gonna get
if
anywhere.
you label something, it doesn't mean that's what it is, does it?
पागल दिख रहा है.
It looks like this is a setup.
No, but no,
A joke on you.
about what's true.
It looks like something.
All right.
We're not talking about relative
Brother Mansur,
truth.
is this a joke?
We're not talking about
What-
Monday
what's-
being true,
What's all this?
because Monday's not true, is it? If we're talking about ultimate truth, you can't. It's non-conceptual. This is non-conceptual.
What do you mean?
Pardon?
Hi, I'm Mansur.
Oh yeah.
Nice meeting. As you can see, they've all hooked me
Yeah,
up.
well,
I'm
I'm
not
just
sure.
sa- I'm
Is
just
it
saying, like-
some kind of setup? What have you been doing?
I don't know. They've been following me around. I don't know.
Yeah. What's your name again?
I think you said you wanted to talk to somebody.
All right.
Sorry, what was your name again? Robert. Robert. It was nice meeting you.
I'm
So-
just saying that thought can't know the truth. It's the
Thought-
sun in your eyes.
Yeah. So we'll just move around this way. You can come here.
I'm just saying
That's
that.
fine.
The problem is the ego, right, causes all the problems, doesn't it? Everyone knows that.
Causes a lot of problems.
It causes
Agree.
all of them, right?
Agree.
Doesn't it?
Cause a lot of problems.
The ego puts you in a little box of separation, right? Doesn't it? It makes you feel separate, right? It makes you think that there's things out there, right?
Isn't it the same ego that tries to deny the existence of the Creator?
The ego does it does everything. It creates countries, religions, wars against other people, and the problem is we're not born with an ego.
So let's talk about why does the ego try to deny the existence of a Creator? It's a denial.
The ego would just make a story. It's probably trying to protect you.
By denying the
Joining
truth.
a tribe.
By denying the truth.
I don't know. It's a bit like what the ego will do. It'll make stories up. It'll come up with it like you're ill, so I can't do something. It'll get you out of things. It'll make it. It's not
Sorry to
coming
interrupt.
from.
Do you mind if I just move you
It's
over
not
here?
coming from
Because
a
I'm conscious
truth.
son of the
The
council,
truth.
if you don't mind. Just so we can be on this side and you guys can stand over here. Facing the sun.
So
Because
They don't like the sun. We'll just move around because they don't like the sun.
you can't. Really
You come on a very sunny day and you don't like the sun, huh? We'll just go. We'll turn around. No, we'll turn around. Robert, we'll turn around. That's fine. Yeah.
No, all I'm saying is that the ego.
You're always in the way and it's beautiful.
You're born into a country, right? And then you're given a name. Let's say that you're born totally free, right? Without anything, labels, right? You're totally free, right? And then you're given a name. And then you're given a religion and you're moulded into a person, right? Well, that creates your separation of it being separate from others with other
Interesting
things,
you
right?
say that. Do you know why I'm saying very interesting? Because the Prophet of Islam, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, every child is born in a state of fitra. Let me explain this term fitra in Arabic. Every child, doesn't matter which child it is, whether the child is a rich or a poor family, child is born in certain geographical area of this earth. Every child is born in this state of disposition of knowing God, one God. Okay, knowing for sure. It's inbuilt. The child is born in the state of fitra. It is the parents or the societies that makes the child a Buddhist or a Jew or a Christian or a fire worshipper and the like. So you are in a state where you're pure state, if you're left alone without this external influences from your immediate environment and your environment that is around you, maybe as you grow up in an environment with your families, your own parents, the society that you're living in, the school you go to, they then mold you and give you a religion other than the religion, the way of life that you're born with. So it is no surprise that you've understood this, because that's the reality.
Yeah, but I'm not going to go to war about being a Christian or a Muslim or a Jew.
Why would people need to go to war?
Because
You
the
know-
ego creates separation. Right?
You know, give me the reasons why people normally go to the war, like as you've seen today in today's world. What's the drive to go to a war? What are they gaining from it?
Well, it's usually like religion corrupts people into believing things. doesn't
So,
it? Or the government.
so people like Tony Blair and
George W.
George W. Bush, are you saying their religion was the
Well,
motivating
they're corrupted by power.
So was it their religion that drove them to war? What was it?
They might say it was. But it's all about selling arms,
There you go.
body bags, oil, and all that.
So
That's what that's about.
so that's precisely
But-
this is precisely the big aim of, you have this political objective. When you go to a war, you gain a lot of things. So weapons industry and selling weapons and seeing how the weapons are used in the actual battlefield sells more, right? And you sell them to the people after this war effect, like, this is how effective it is. And you open up a lot of other resources. When you go and loot a country and destroy the country by going to the war, you take all their resources, right? So there are a lot of material gain that is
Well, the other thing that's
obtained by war. And that's why Islam says no to any kind of war like that at all. Absolutely not allowed. Islam in history.
Yeah, but
Just
we need
for
to
your
kill
information.
We need to kill each other because
We
of
shouldn't-
nature, right?
We should not be killing each other.
If the world becomes overpopulated, nature will do something. It'll either come up with a disease, natural disasters, or wars to kill us, because the whole planet is just going to go. It's just going to go.
I don't see that. Do you know why I don't see that? Let me tell you why I don't see that. You mentioned about how people are born free,
Yeah.
and then they've given a name
Yeah.
or a particular identity, like you're a
French bloke
British,
said that, didn't
like you're British or you're
philosopher.
French. Right. If you think about it, there are many parts of the world that are uninhabited. They're there. There's no people. If you go to Australia, some parts of America and others, there are no people. So what people have done by artificially creating boundaries and restrictions, saying, okay, you can't come into my country, this is our country, you need a visa to come in and so on. They have restricted the movement of the people, but the people are not to a brim that every human being is now, like this, each other, and the world's going to collapse. If you were to distribute these people all over the world, people will live quite happily. No problem with that. The world hasn't overpopulated to an extent that the world's going to collapse, the earth is going to collapse. So let me come back to the point that we were trying to discuss. Why do you think the ego tries to deny the existence of the creator when it's so obvious?
Well, the ego just makes up stories.
Do you believe in the existence of the creator?
No, I don't believe in anything.
So ask yourself
I don't believe in anything.
So Robert,
Nothing.
would you want to ask your ego? And I'll ask my ego.
I haven't got an ego. That's why I've come here.
So if you don't have an ego, I don't have an ego either, as you can see. I agree with most of the things
Do
that you
you
say.
realise that there isn't anything out there that you're separate from?
Explain a bit more.
Right. Well, the ego is a separate thing. It makes you feel like you're a separate thing in a world with other things, right? That's not true.
This world, has it always been there, or was it at
There's
one
not
point?
even a world. Look, we don't know what this is. Nobody can know what this is.
When you say nobody can know,
You can't.
can you make such a statement? Nobody can know.
Thought cannot know what this is.
Robert, can you make a statement like nobody can know?
Well, I'm talking about something that is unknowable. So how can I use words?
But can you say with
No, you
this
can't.
assertion,
Anything
no
I
one
say-
can know? No one can know.
Nothing I say can know what this is. Everything is.
Okay.
Nothing. You can stick all the labels on.
Would
right?
you agree? Would you agree on one thing? The one who makes something knows that thing that they've made.
Well, they might think they do because their ego's telling them.
Those cameras that you
No,
see.
it's look,
Let's
the
understand,
ego, look.
Robert. Let's understand one thing, please.
There's no separation
Please.
between you and that camera.
Okay.
Right? It's on a ground and you're on the ground.
Robert.
Right?
These cameras, the
There's
people,
no
the companies
There's no
that have made
creator of it. Look.
the companies that have made those cameras.
Pardon?
Do they know how these cameras function? Do they know how they work?
You're using
And does it
stories.
do the
I'm
work
creating
it's
another
created
story,
for?
Mate. Look.
No, please.
No, I'm not. No, I'm
I
not
just want
listening.
to. I just want you to admit one
You're
thing.
not- you can't use stories to know reality.
Did the people who made your shoes? Do they know
Don't work,
that?
mate.
Did,
No.
did they know that this
There
shoes
are-
is to be
look.
worn on your foot, on your head?
Why are you calling these things around here people?
Who made them? These cameras?
Who-
Aliens?
What are these things out that you're saying that are out here?
These objects.
Yeah, because you've got an ego that is making you feel like you're an object
What do you
in
call-
a world of other objects.
Sure. What do you call these objects? What do you call them?
They're unknowable. You can't know what it is.
What are you wearing? Is that unknowable?
Everything is unknowable.
No.
Everything.
The thing on your head. What is
You
it?
can't. No, you can't use words.
Sure.
See, because
So
when
the
you
thing,
get-
the
Like,
thing
all
that
the
is on your
mystic-
head.
Listen, all the mystics in the world that have never existed, they shut up because it can't. This
Sure.
can't be known.
Sure.
Right?
What are you wearing on your head?
Rumi was a Sufi mystic, and he said, "Why do you stay in your prison cell when the door is always open?"
Okay, Robert.
Right? Why did he say that?
Robert.
Because we live in a world of beliefs.
He asked you.
The beliefs-
He asked you a question.
No, I'm not
What's that
listening
you
to
wearing?
anymore.
Because he's given it a name.
He's
He's
not.
given a name.
What?
But somebody who created this given it a name.
Yeah, the names are irrelevant, mate. You're living in a world of, I'm a Muslim. There's no, look,
You're a
it's
Muslim.
the ego creating a box.
Do you know what a Muslim means? I'm sure you
I
are a
don't
Muslim.
care what it means.
Because everyone is born a Muslim. So
Look.
you're right in that sense.
the mystics are pointing to something, and you lot
Why do you call
here
them mystics? Why
aren't
do you give them
taking-
names?
Because I'm using words. You've got to
You
use
should-
words, mate.
Right. So
If
we
I-
agree
if I say-
we should be using words, right? So I should use a word to describe these
No,
objects.
but you don't want to. You don't want to go away and be quiet. That's all.
Right. So
You see.
who gave you life? Who gave you life?
I don't know.
Okay.
No one knows what reality is.
When you say
We call
again,
this reality,
again,
right?
when you say no one knows, how do you know no one knows?
Because it can't be known.
Okay. Let me.
can't be known.
The reason why I brought these cameras into this discussion, people or companies who made these cameras, they know how they work. And when you see the effects later on,
Look, I've heard
when
you
they
play-
are
I've
published on
heard you do
YouTube,
that before,
you will see
right?
that they knew how they work, right? So when God, our Creator, created us,
Yeah.
He knows.
That's a story.
He knows. No,
It's
He
a
knows.
story, mate.
He
It's a
knows because He
story.
created us. ألا يعلم من خلق
Look,
وهو اللطيف
the
الخبير.
ego.
Would He, the one who creates, not know? He is the most
It keeps
subtle, the
saying
well
I
aware.
am. Look, where is the I am in your experience now? Where is it?
Sure. So
No, listen. Where is
Since
the I am?
I will come back to this question in a
no,
second.
don't. Where is the I am in your experience?
What do you mean
now?
by I am?
Well, you keep saying I am a Muslim. I am a this. I am a that. Where is the
I haven't been saying I am. You said you are a Muslim, and I
Everyone
agree with
says-
you.
Everyone uses I am thinking, I am tasting, touching, smelling, don't they?
Okay.
Where's the I am?
Who is I?
Yeah, who is it?
Yeah.
Where is it?
No, I'm asking you. Who is I?
Where is the I in your experience?
Okay. When you say yours, why you call me yours? Does that mean there is your
You,
existence?
you don't want to look. You're so busy talking.
Okay, Robert.
You don't want to
Robert.
look in your experience.
The moment you say yours, are you identifying there is a you?
I'm trying to say in words.
You just said yours.
Yeah.
So you've already identified there is something other than I,
No, there
which is
isn't.
you.
No, I'm not. I'm just keep telling
The
you.
moment you say
can't
your
use words.
experience, that means you said not my
You're
experience.
not listening.
I
You're
am
not
listening.
No, you're not.
When you say you are not
You're not
listening,
listening.
is that I or is that you? When you said you are not listening, are you suggesting that this you
Look,
who is not listening is
there
other
any-
than the
is
I?
there- Is there anything other in your experience other than thinking, tasting, hearing, smelling, and what is the other two? Pardon? Touching. Is there anything else in your experience other than those things?
So you're talking about the five senses.
Yeah.
Do you have all the five senses working?
There's something happening, but my mind is saying, I am thinking.
Who is this I?
Yeah, oh, that's what I'm trying to ask you.
Good. Let me help you then.
What?
He's back to it.
Let's come back because you have found
The
a
I
problem.
is a thought, isn't it?
Whose thought?
When you say I am thinking,
Whose thought?
when you say I am thinking, thought is saying
Whose thought?
that you're thinking.
Yeah, whose thought?
I don't know, do I?
Okay. So when you are thinking, is that your thought or his thought?
You'll never get it, mate. You'll never get it. You're in your little ego, mate.
What is an ego?
It's the feeling of separation from everything.
Feeling
Yeah, it's a sensation.
coming from your five senses.
Well, thought is saying I am all the time, so you're going to keep saying
Can you have thoughts without a brain?
him over there. They work on the.
Robert.
Oh, he's a fucking idiot.
Excuse me, would you mind not using very vulgar
No,
language?
but I know what you guys. Oh, he's confused. He don't know nothing.
Who's saying you're confused?
That's
I think
what
you're very
happens-
eloquent,
that's
isn't
what
it?
happens on.
I think you're
that's
very
what happens
eloquent.
in the comments on bloody YouTube. I know.
No, we are listening to you. You got your own.
Yeah, but like if you live in a world of an ego, right? You ain't gonna get it unless you have a look at your experience right now and see is there a you thinking,
Sure.
right? Where is the you that's thinking? There isn't a you that's thinking because you keep saying I am thinking, and they're thoughts.
Let's leave eyes
They're
out of the
just more
equation.
thoughts.
Let's leave the eyes. Let's say eyes don't exist.
It's over, mate.
Robert.
I can't
Let's-
say it any clearer than that.
No, let's leave the eyes away, right?
No, because
Why
that's
not?
what this is all about.
So-
This is about truth.
So you exist, their eyes are about.
The ego cannot know the truth, can it?
Okay. When we die, what happens to us?
There isn't a you that dies, it's the ego that dies.
So when you die, what's going to happen to your
There
ego?
isn't an ego. Look,
When I die, what's going to happen to me?
there isn't a you
Would
that
I be
dies.
thinking still?
Look, you're using thought to know reality. You
Okay.
can't know it.
In about 100 years' time, it is very unlikely that both of us will be still living.
Yeah, but what you're not realising is
Robert,
that everything is one
the
process.
reality,
Life and death are beliefs. Life and death are beliefs.
every soul
There's
certainly
no souls. Where's a
will
soul?
taste
Have you ever
death.
experienced a soul?
Every self, every Robert and every Mansur will taste death.
Look,
That's
you're
the
just
reality.
using- no,
Are you saying you're not going to die? Are you saying I'm not going to die?
Nothing is born and nothing dies.
So what's going to happen 100 years later in Robert and in Mansur?
Everything is changing all the time, right?
So we transform to something else. So when you are in the...
But it does. This thing that we're trying to...
Sure. When you and I are in the graves, in our respective graves, you're saying the worm's going to come and eat you, and then you become part of the
There'll
worm.
be a story about him. He used to go to Hyde Park, and he was...
No. I want to know about what's going to happen to your body. So the body is going to be consumed by all these bacteria and germs.
Where is your body? Have you experienced a body?
So you don't have a body.
That's a
so
concept.
you're clothing.
You're using a
What are you
concept.
clothing with this clothes?
You're using a concept, and you're saying my body. Have you ever experienced a body?
Okay, fine. So you don't have a body, and you don't have a soul.
No one.
You don't have a mind either.
You can't be a concept, can you?
Okay, sure. So
You can't be a concept.
do you have children?
Don't you keep fucking evading?
Why are you using vulgar language? You know, if you really cannot handle a conversation like this, then you might as well say sorry. I don't.
Children.
Do you have children?
Look, I don't live in that world, mate. I've come up here to point to the something, but no one wants to listen because they're in an ego self. They're in a little separate ego self.
Are your parents still around?
What's that got to do with anything?
The reason I'm asking is, our parents.
No, what the mind
you don't
does,
want to know.
right? It creates a story about human beings being on a planet, right? Right? But their experience isn't saying that.
What's the reason of your
Yeah,
existence?
listen, your mind is telling you that you're at Speaker's Corner, right?
We're not here then.
Your experience isn't saying that.
This is not reality.
No,
for you.
listen, your experience isn't saying that.
Okay. So your experience is not communicating with your
mind
divinity.
is saying you're on a planet in a universe.
Okay.
Right?
What's the reason you're created for, Robert?
You can't.
Why are you created for? What's the
can't
purpose?
separate what.
What's
your
the purpose of your
experience is.
creation? Why are you created by the Creator?
I don't know. No one knows.
Okay. Has the Creator told you that no one knows? Our Creator has told us why He's created us.
None of the thoughts.
Are you fulfilling that
Listen,
purpose?
None of the thoughts are true.
Are you fulfilling the purpose that you're created for? Are you fulfilling the purpose, the reason why you're created for?
Look, none of these stories about people on a planet
It's
are
not.
true.
It's not about stories, my
not.
friend Robert. If you are not fulfilling the purpose that you're created for, what's going to happen?
There isn't a me creating any of the impulses in my head, right? If hunger, if something, there's a feeling down here, and my mind is saying that's hunger, so I'll either go to the toilet, or I'm not doing that. There isn't a me doing that.
Sure. Do you feel hungry sometimes? Do you feel hungry?
Things apparently happen.
Do you feel
They're
hungry?
not true. They're not true. No, I don't.
Do you feel thirsty?
Look, the mind is labelling sensations as anger.
So basically,
right?
I think
and then you're
I
creating
think
a
I
story
understood.
about it.
Your feelings are somehow disconnected from yourself.
No, well, no. What I'm saying is, the feelings are a real experience.
Yeah.
But what the mind says about it isn't true.
Sure.
Right?
So are you connected with your feelings? Do you feel for the oppressed?
I can feel that.
Do you feel for those who are oppressed?
Yeah, that's why I'm here telling them that they're in an ego self that's creating all their problems, right?
Now,
because
let's understand one thing.
Look, if you get the sack from your job, right?
Is that what happened to
your
you?
ego will say, "Oh, they did it to me, right? Oh, I did. Oh, I'm naughty. I shouldn't have done that. They've sacked me, and now I can't put food on the."
Just one question,
the mind
Robert.
Creates a story.
Sure. Don't create any stories. Tell me, when you're really afflicted with trouble, pain, and suffering, who do you turn to other than God? Who do you turn to other than God? When you're really suffering and there's no one can help you, your doctors can't help you, who do you turn to? Do you turn to God? But then,
What's that? It's a concept. That's
no.
another
Do you
concept.
turn to
It's
God, say,
another
"Oh God,
concept.
help me, take this pain away from me, this suffering away from me"? Do you do that?
Well, what? That's a nothing word.
Do you turn to
That's
God?
like
Is the question.
Turning to something inanimate. I mean, what is it?
Do you turn to Him?
I don't need to. I am this. I'm everything.
You are everything,
Well, not I am. There is only everything.
and you are not part of that everything.
I'm not. There's just everything.
Are you
happening.
part of that everything?
No, everything can't have parts. Everything is everything. It doesn't have parts.
Okay.
I'd like
So
to make that-
so you're not a
that-
part of anything.
There isn't. Everything doesn't have parts, does it? Because
Doesn't
it's
it?
everything.
Really? How many things are in everything? Lots of things.
No, there isn't.
Is it one thing?
Yeah.
Is everything one thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So everything is one thing. Is this one thing created or uncreated?
That's a story. You don't know. No, you can't. You're just making up another story using your mind.
Can your mind try to solve this story?
No, you can't.
So you can't.
You can't.
So, okay, fine.
No.
So basically, you're in a position where you have no solutions, no answers to. This is where Islam will open
Well,
up your
the ego
mind
thinks
to
it's
the
got the
reality
answers.
and give you all the answers.
No,
Islam
the
tells you
ego
very
thinks
clearly,
it's got the
you are a
answers,
creation,
right? It
you are
hasn't got the
created
answers.
for a purpose, and once you realize that, you will free from this problem that
big-
you're suffering from.
My big ego thinks it's better than other people's egos.
Okay?
That's all it
So
is.
let's leave it
It's
to
the
that.
game.
That, you just need to come back to the reality. And the reality is,
There's no reality. You can stick whatever label on it you like.
yeah,
Right? You
Robert,
can call it whatever you like. There's no
Islam is your solution. I can see that clearly.
Take care, man.